Anyway, folks, some of you that are my friends and loyal friends and fans on this TikTok app are probably going to wonder why did I stitch that specifically. Now, I'm going to tell you why. This is a very interesting story that happened about, let's say, in October. So, sit back, enjoy the story, and hopefully it will basically teach everybody a lesson. But this is from my point of view. This is not from the actual person herself. So, anyway, she may or may not kill me for this, but I'm going to tell this anyway from my side of the story. Obviously, I will have her duet it and or stitch this as well. Or I'll send her the video there or she puts it in her own story. She did like um a brief little thing, but it's not what actually happened, and it's not from, like I said, this is from what I heard, not actually seen. She was actually in this story in the combat zone, and if you haven't noticed, it's about my friend Zion Lee. So we're taking it from the top. This was about October 11th or the 14th, I forgot. Um, Stryker just rebuilt Suicide Alley after years and years we were trying to get that layout set for Suicide Alley. Now, for all of you guys who don't know the actual story of Suicide Alley, this is basically when Dominion Airsoft and myself were first starting out Airsoft. It used to be just a straight alley right down the middle with like 4 separate rooms on each side. Now, granted, that sucked because all they had to do was lay down some cover fire all the way down the hall and they'd have us trapped unless somebody was quick, as myself included. Um, Basically got into one of the 4 rooms surrounding the center alley. Now, that's the old Suicide Alley Point 1. They did, however, made a Suicide Alley 2.0. This is when we had our first uniform change in the season, last year or the year before. Suicide Alley 2.0 is when our buddy, my friend, the legendary, the original Green Ghost, Josh, was working at Stryker. So, moving on, they brought that back after a while. It used to be some crappy ass spread out field where there's too many barricades, and then they tried to make a Suicide Alley Point 3. That did not work out so well because it really sucked. It was too far open, and you were getting shot from like a diagonal point. Yeah, you could hold the base for like a couple of minutes, but if somebody got one grenade in there, you're basically done. So at the time, um, I wanted to blow up some steam and also beta test my real scenario kit. And I'm saying to my co-captain Scout, like, hey, can I sleep over? I was planning on going to, Stryker. Ironically, this is exactly what happened. Ironically, we're doing prep night, and I'm having him look over my kid as well as we were doing his stuff, trying to fix his stoner. The kid actually finally listens to me after, I want to say, 16 years of my life. Um, and I'm like, frick, we're gonna get the hell blown up because I've never seen this kid take apart or try to rebuild a lower of a gun that was technically Polar Star. There's plenty of things that could go wrong, many types of variables. So his buddy calls Jake, call sign Toxic. He's one of the newest members in our crew, other than this other one, but Zion Lee is getting transferred, and she'll be representing Black Wings and Dominion Airsoft. But moving on with the story. So he comes about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And we're joking around, we're busting chops, and we're saying, Jake, you gotta come out. They're bringing back Suicide Alley. He goes like, what? Bet, cool. So it was good that they brought that Suicide Alley 2.0 back because there's a lot of tactics and maneuvers you could do with that, and it's a little bit more open so you don't get spawn camped as much. So, fast forwarding. Um, Basically, Xeon calls me. We're joking around, and our other recruit call sign Soren was on the call. And I said, if you want to come to the flea market, you can. Now, understand that Soren and Xeon are both haunt actors. So, over at Reaper's Revenge. So, I'm saying, like, all right, come for 4 hours and then, go do your thing at the haunt. And that's where things got really funny afterwards the next day. But to finish off the night, we were Toxic was having a beer. My boy Smoking Scout was having a beer. Um, I tried my first thing of scotch, really smoky, really strong, and they were just making fun of me because I hardly drink as is unless on special occasions. Um, but I digress. We were also doing prep day, trying to fix his Knight's Armament Stoner. Now, this Stoner is one of the old school legends of our team because my friend gave it to him and he made it to a basically automatic solid DMR. But because of this old guy who used to work at Total Airsoft screwed up the wiring, um, while COVID was being COVID, we turned it into a Polar Star. Now, there were some complications due to our last match as a squad at H3A Airsoft. He put it on a, want to say, smooth table. And with the bipod up, I said, you should take that down. He goes, oh, no, it's fine. Oh, one of the guys that was either thinking about joining our team or whatever, or he was a guest of ours, knocked the table and the whole gun slid off, lower broke, the buffer tube broke, and all that. So he was very pissed after that. So just busting chops, I'm saying to Xeon, hey, I need to get out of here. Help. And she goes like, I can't. I'm all the way in PA. So joking. Uh, Soren said he might come. And then Xeon's like, I can't. I got work. I was like, all right, we understand, yada, yada, yada. So next morning, we all wake up at like, I want to say 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. We didn't go to bed till like 4 or 3. So we beat our prep time record for that. Normally, if it's Rambo, we stay until like 2 o'clock in the morning at the most, as much as I've clocked it. Um, so fast forwarding, she goes, Bobby, you jinxed it. I'm like, what are you talking about? I jinxed it. They just called off my shift. I'm like, oh no. I didn't predict that would happen. You know how your schedule's finicky. She goes like, yeah, it's both our faults. I'm like, yeah. So, ironically, she has her stuff in her car. She comes over. She's already there before me and the others get there. And I said we're stopping for bagels, so we all met at the bagel place. We scat out who was there and whatnot. Um, and yeah, so fast forwarding, we pay, we do our waivers, yada yada yada. Like about third or fourth match into the game, we started playing the old school tire game, which all you guys from my generation know. Not the around the world shit, the original shit. Um, so at all of a sudden that I'm hearing this bang or somebody yell grenade, so I was like, hit the deck. It was me and Soren. Soren went for the flag. He took cover. I took cover. I come out running a hole. I was about to get the guy that I thought threw the grenades, and turns out Zia's on the ground. She's like stunned. She's like overwhelmed. Of course, she gets mad at first, thinking it was like she let us down, but it really wasn't. We didn't even know what happened. So wrapping this whole story up, she's okay, just startled, stunned. But she took it like a champ. But yeah, she was shaking quite a lot. She was kind of freaking out because 3 Thunder Bees just randomly went off. And I'm thinking there was two because I heard one and then two. But no, two of them went off at the same time. The other one was thrown afterwards. But she could put a lot more into detail than I could because she was the one who actually got Thunderbeat, or I would like to call strafe run. But anyway, that's this story, folks, and this is why I stitched this specifically to teach everybody to be careful of their surroundings. Anyway, this is Dominion Commando signing off, and I hope you enjoyed this story. Peace out.